Welcome. I'm Marv Zauderer, founder of Extra Food. Thank you for joining us for this in what has been a very transition from my stepping away from Extra Food to our board of directors hiring Will Dittmar as our new executive director and his taking over leadership of the organization last week in advance of my last day with the organization next Friday. We're so grateful for your support as we work together to make food recovery a way of life in Marin, to enroll every possible business and school that ever has excess fresh food in our free 365 days a year countywide program, and rescuing every pound of that food for people in need. With your help, we've rescued and delivered more than 5 million pounds of food, including 90,000 freshly made meals during the pandemic. And by keeping food out of landfill, we've prevented the equivalent emissions from 11 million driving miles. Together, we're reaching 8,000 vulnerable people every week and increasing equitable access to healthy, fresh food throughout Marin County. You'll be meeting Will and hearing from him today and from me. But first, Will was our board's first choice and a unanimous choice for executive director. I'd like to introduce two of our board members who were deeply involved in that process. Matt Slepin, a founding board member and national leader in executive search, who chaired our board's executive director search committee, and Paul Austin, a member of that committee.
Hi, this is Matt Slepin. I'm the chairman of the board of Extra Food and one of its founding board members. I am thrilled to both welcome Will Dittmar as our new executive director and also send our founding executive director, Marv Zauderer, off with my deepest thanks and appreciation. Marv created this organization from whole cloth with the twin goals of helping to end hunger in our county and also the environmental goal of reducing food waste. We created an organization that sits uniquely in the Marin ecosystem, really leveraging and supporting the nonprofit sector in the county to get much needed food to those in need. Thank you, Marv, for creating this organization and bringing it to this place, and congratulations to Will. We could not have found a better person aligned with our goals and values to continue the business and take it to the next level in our mission here in the county than Will Dittmar. We are all excited to pass the baton and for the future of the organization. Congrats to both Marv and Will.
Will, welcome to the Extra Food team. We are grateful to have you. We are excited to see where you're going to lead Extra Food to in the future. From a board perspective, we will be here to support you all the way along the path. But congratulations and thank you for taking the position as our new executive director. Way to go, Will.
Thank you, Matt and Paul. For me, I'm over the moon thrilled that our board chose Will. You know, he grew up on a farm and his family had some lean years, and he saw workers on their farm and people in the local community struggling to have enough food at times. And so I think it's not an accident that he's made hunger a focus of his entire career. Crucial for us in a community where 1 in 5 people in normal times worries about their next meal, with the need having skyrocketed during COVID. He's spent a lot of time in communities of vulnerable people. He starts like we do with understanding the needs of people we're serving and being sensitive to things like, at a time when people we serve may be feeling shame around asking for food, how we can do what we do in a way that helps people maintain their dignity. He's big time into the outdoors, and with food waste a main cause of the climate crisis and thus a huge opportunity to fight climate change, he connects deeply with that environmental side of our mission. I love that he's a systems thinker. He knows that systemic problems like food waste and hunger require systemic solutions, and he thinks that way about how to lead and how to innovate. And that's a great fit with our approach because together we're permanently changing Marin's food system from wasting food to donating it. I just love that he combines heart with strong business skills because I've found that it has been very important to draw on both to be successful for the organization and the community. And finally, Will's been very generous with his time leading up to taking over the organization. So I've been working with him for a while. And what I notice is that I'm really enjoying it. He is just a pleasure to work with. I already felt the organization was in great hands with our tremendous staff and board. And now with Will at the helm, I'm even more excited about Extra Food's future. So, ladies and gentlemen, the new executive director of Extra Food, Will Dittmar.
Wow. Thank you, Marv, for that warm welcome. And thanks to everyone here this evening and for giving me the chance to introduce myself. Joining Extra Food is very important to me and feels in many ways like a homecoming. I started my career in Washington, D.C. as a congressional staffer before transitioning into nonprofits. I went on to establish over 100 food programs in 5 states for Boys and Girls Clubs of America. And after, as the state or West Coast director at Save the Children, it was critically important to make sure that food security was addressed in vulnerable communities. Throughout my career, I've had the privilege of serving communities in need around the country. But by working for the federal government and national organizations, I've always felt a desire to utilize my talents for those in my own backyard, my neighbors. I feel humbled to be able to do that in partnership with you all here at home in Marin County. In terms of the work we do, I've been a witness to hunger since I was a child. Growing up in a small farming community, the incongruence between the production of food and access to it was always evident. When you are young, there are many things that you do not understand. And as you grow, the reasons behind them become clearer. What I have come to understand of hunger is the senselessness of it. I think many of us Marinites count ourselves lucky to live in such a beautiful place, one of abundance. That is not an equitable reality, however. And I am lucky to now lead Extra Food, where our incredible staff, our board, our volunteers and community partners are fighting every day to address this inequity. When 35% of food is wasted and 1 in 5 people don't know where their next meal is coming from, we must do better. I will work every day for the most vulnerable in our community to make sure they have access to free, nutritious food. But it's not just about ending hunger. It's about how we do it. As Marv mentioned, I am a passionate outdoorsman. My appreciation of nature and this beautiful place we get to call home also leads me to worry when I think about the impact of climate change. Knowing that eliminating food waste is the easiest and quickest way for us to take steps to address the climate crisis makes our work all that more impactful. By reducing waste to combat hunger, we are also taking the important step to rethink our systems and change behavior. This is challenging, of course, but with your tremendous support and dedication, we will continue to make a difference day in and day out. With that, I'd like to give you my thanks. Thank you to all of you who have been working to meet our mission over the past 8 years. The time you dedicate to our work and cause, whether it be coordinating and making food trips, supporting our work through your funding and advocacy, stepping up to donate food, or carrying our mission forward in your heart. Know that in me, you have another champion at Extra Food. Thank you to you, Marv. Your vision, your determination, your blood, sweat, and tears have and will continue to make our home a better place. You will be dearly, dearly missed, but you will always be our founder, and the principles you established will never be forgotten. I have been in the job just over a week, but as I step into this new role, I feel lucky to be leading an established organization which has stepped up over the past year and a half to address hunger during the pandemic. As we look forward, I now have the great opportunity to help craft our next strategic vision and feel we are so well poised to do so because we are standing on a foundation of such great work and partnership. To champion food security, climate change, and food system change is not an easy thing to do, but it is so worth it because investing in equity for our county gives the most vulnerable their voice. It also gives us a connection to each other. We learn about need. We learn about our collective history. We learn about reflecting ourselves and our times. And it is my greatest honor to be able to take up that charge. At the end of the day, our work is really about pulling us together and saying, this is something that is absolutely necessary. And we are all taking a stand for it. I am thrilled to take up the mantle, to lead Extra Food forward into the future, and to do so with all of you by my side. We'd next like to celebrate our founder, Marv Zauderer's leadership of Extra Food. To start, I'd like to introduce two of Extra Food's board members to talk about Marv's impact. Heidi Kraling is the owner of Ensaladas and Marinitas restaurants in San Anselmo and a founding board member of Extra Food. Brian Monahan is Global Client President and Head of US Ventures at Dentsu International. He is also the incoming chair of Extra Food's board. Let's take a moment to hear from them both.
Hello, everyone. This is Heidi Kraling, and I've wanted to say a few things about my dear friend Marv. We all know that Marv is leaving, but certainly not in our hearts. Marv and I were first introduced even before Extra Food was hatched. Marv came to Ensaladas, and he sat down with me and introduced himself, and he was referred by Mary Risley, who started a similar program, my gosh, maybe 35 years ago in San Francisco called Food Runners. And Mary said, you gotta go talk to Heidi. Well, I was all in as soon as Marv said what he wanted to do about, really feeding those in need in our county and reducing food waste. And I have been just a devoted fan of Extra Food and of you, Marv. Your tenacity and your passion from where you took this idea and just brought it to the most brilliant organization Marin County has to offer. I am so proud to be on the board. I'm a founding board member. I am just tickled that we have gotten to this place. Sad that you are going to go, but I couldn't be happier that you're going to have a new chapter and a new adventure. Boy, this last 8 years have been an adventure, but just a most amazing one. So I just, I have to say you're one of the most kindest individuals that I know. You have worked tirelessly for this organization. I just thank you personally. I know everyone has thanked you, but I just thank you personally for everything you have done. I feel like you've made all of us better people to do the work that we've done. And I say to you, thank you. I adore you. I will miss, I have to say I will miss every Christmas, the week of Christmas, you would come and we would toast a glass of champagne if we hit our fundraising goal. And I do hope we do that this year. And you know what? Let's just keep that tradition every year. We're going to have a glass of champagne around the holidays, as friends, and we will toast our next year and our adventure. So we salute you. We thank you. Marv, you are just the best of the best.
Hello, my name is Brian Monahan. I'm an Extra Food board member. And I am so privileged to have had the chance to work with Marv over the last few years. I'm just in awe of the vision and the drive to will Extra Food into existence. And frankly, I most respect the humanity with which Marv conducts himself every day. And, that fundamental kindness and generosity permeates through the organization. We have big shoes to fill, but Marv, you've left us with an incredible foundation. We're so incredibly grateful, and we just look forward to continue to build on what you've created. Thank you, Marv.
My, oh my. Thank you, Heidi and Brian. Well, as I've reflected on these 8 years at Extra Food, what is so present for me are the people I've gotten to know and work with, how I've been so deeply touched by so many, and how I've grown from knowing you. People we've served together, like Laura in West Marin, who began receiving food for the first time in her life for her family that we were providing, and then became an Extra Food volunteer and took her kids with her, picking up and delivering food for Extra Food all over the county to show her kids that there are so many people who struggle here, and it's nothing to be ashamed of. And then a few months later, her husband finding a job, and the family no longer needing to receive food from the program, and that we provided a hand up to Laura's family at the very time they needed it. Sarah, a resident at a senior housing center in Nevada, who volunteers to distribute food that we deliver there, telling us that she lost her house in the mortgage crisis in 2008. And at that point, she lost her faith in her community, and that being part of the Extra Food program has restored her faith in her community. And 500 people in COVID positive families in the canal receiving meals from Extra Food during the pandemic, and telling us things like, because of you, we were able to get through the pandemic. From all of you that we have served, I've learned to deepen my empathy and my understanding. Thank you. The more than 750 Extra Food volunteers, wonderful people like Lynn and Ellen, Hank, Sarah, Kurt, Marv, Don, Lee, Gary, Dennis, Joan and Mike, and so many, many more, so many who have been with us from the very beginning and are still with us, and everyone who has helped us along the way. Every single delivery you made a difference. I know all of you had a choice of where to apply your time and talents, and I feel so blessed that you chose Extra Food. I have learned so much about service from all of you. Our food partners, 300 food donors and 146 nonprofit distribution partners in this county, literally thousands of staff members in those organizations working with us towards common goals. Thank you. Thank you so much. Because of you, I became a better community organizer and a better partner. Our funders, individuals, families, foundations, government organizations, and corporate partners, Extra Food runs on generosity, and I've had the great blessing of standing in the middle of many rivers of generosity in this wonderful community. Especially at this time of year, I'm acutely aware that we simply cannot do what we do and cannot expand our impact to meet more of the need without the support that you give us. Thank you for letting me see. Thank you for letting me into your beautiful and generous hearts. You have deepened mine. Our small but mighty staff and our wonderful board, you are the best team I've ever been a part of. Thank you for your hard work, for constantly improving Extra Food and increasing our impact, and for building a wonderful company together. Because of you, I've become a better leader. Now, the vision we've had for Extra Food has been threefold. First, the words of the great leader Brian Stevenson continue to ring in my ears. The opposite of poverty is not wealth. The opposite of poverty is justice. Our vision has first been a vision of food justice, that everyone should have the food they need. It has been a vision of climate action that food waste and its massive effect on the climate crisis must end. And it has been a vision of community that by mobilizing an entire community, we can solve these problems in Marin of food waste and even hunger in our lifetimes. And the Extra Food family is not only community-based in that way, but by working together, by sharing struggles together, by sharing food together, we build community in Marin. I feel honored to have carried that vision with you. Thank you for supporting me, for challenging me, and for believing in me on this journey. I'm feeling at this time a song, the song For Good from the Broadway show Wicked. These lines: "It well may be that we will never meet again, but I do believe I have been changed for the better. Because I knew you, I have been changed for good." Thank you. And now the ceremonial passing of the apron.
Marv, once again, on behalf of all of us, thank you. Great leaders always make a difference. You made a difference here. Thanks to your love of this community, desire to improve it, and willingness to take action, you have set a stable foundation, one that we can build upon with confidence. Know that as you embark on your next adventure, you will be missed. We hope you can take some time to enjoy yourself, relax, and recharge. But be aware, we expect to see you back here doing some food trips before too long. But enough from me. Let's hear from some of the team that knew you best.
To say that it was a pleasure working with you. I learned a lot, and I can't wait to see what you create next, because I think it's going to be something absolutely spectacular. And I wish you all the best luck in the world, and I hope that we get to stay in touch.
Looks really exciting, and if you don't know this already, there is life after Extra Food. It's hard to believe when you've been pouring your life's blood and heart and soul into this organization for so many years, but I'm excited for your new adventure.
this endeavor. I know we were only able to work together for a few months, but you really are an inspiring individual and you're leaving behind a legacy.
I know you'll be just as successful in your new role as you were in creating the amazing organization that ExtraFood is today. I'm super proud of all of our marketing accomplishments together. I've learned a great deal from you, and I appreciate all the time you've spent with me. And I hope that you are proud of the difference that you have made in so many people's lives in Marin. We're going to miss you. Thanks for everything.
Wow, thank you, everyone. Thank you for that. I'm deeply touched by all of the gratitude, and I feel very lucky to have and have had all of you in my life.
As we say goodbye, I want to thank all of you for taking time out of your busy personal and professional schedules to join us this evening and celebrate Extra Food's next chapter. I'm so excited to work with you all in the future. Hopefully, in due time, we can meet out and about in Marin. Have a great rest of your evening and holiday season, and good night.